I'm going to go, great, whatever, it's his noise. Or I'm going to have to dig deeper and find out, what's really going on. So if for example, if I know that they're selling the house because, they're relocating in June, then I'm going to say, well, now you did say you need to be in, Chicago by June, correct?
Right.
Right. So I know you don't want to rush into any decision, but at the same time, what happens if you don't get your home on the market and it doesn't sell and you're not there by June? Is that going to cause you a problem?
Well, I guess we'd have to split up, or I'd stay in the house and my husband would go to Chicago to start his job.
Okay.
I mean, it's not ideal. Right.
All right.
Yeah,
So the ideal thing would be for us to make a good decision, get the home sold, and then get you to Chicago at the same time.
Yes.
All right. So I'll make sure I'll give you good information so you can make a good decision when we meet tomorrow. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay.
What if they're in a position where they don't have to sell, but they'd like to sell, so they're trying to decide whether to sell or wait a year or whatever, they don't have a pressing need to move?
Mm-hmm.
Would you still, go, but they want you to come out and talk to them? So.
But it depends on what their motivation is. So is their motivation because they want a bigger house or smaller house, or, it depends on what their motivation is. So you have to have the whole picture to make that determination. If they are, if they don't have to sell, but they want to sell because, they want to downsize. Financially things are a struggle and everything else. They may not have to sell right now, but they may be on that slippery slope where they're going to be a have to pretty soon, or where they want to move up and take advantage of the market. Then it's really easy to show them the advantage of doing it now, rather than waiting. And have them see, well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, this is a good idea. So then I'm going to go. But if they don't know, if they can't even get clear as to why they're going or where they're going or when they're going or anything else, then, then I'm just going to keep asking questions. Either they get clear or I get clear that there's nothing that, that I could really do for them. But usually it's just a matter of just asking more questions, and then you'll get to whatever there is you need to get to. Yeah.
If the person says to you, I think we just want to think it through and just make a good decision, and you respond back with what you said, and they then kick back again and kind of say, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want to mislead you. I think we probably are going to want to talk about it and think this through before we make any decisions. I wouldn't think we would be ready to sign anything. If they come back again and reject that.
I'd say, so in a perfect world, Kobe, when would you want to have your house on the market?
I just think that we may want to do it here soon. I just don't want to be under any pressure I just don't want to mislead you. I don't know that we're going to want to sign tonight. I think we want to talk about it first.
I understand. And you want to talk about it to make sure that you're making a good decision.
Right.
Okay, so if you're confident and comfortable that you're making a good decision, then you'll move forward, is what you're saying. And if you're not, you won't move forward.
Right.
All right, good. We're on the same page.
So you're just you're making it clear to them that they can say no, but at the same time you also are
know that they're not going to.
Say yes.
Yeah, I know they're not going to.
Okay.
All right, so the next question. Oh, by the way, do you plan to interview more than one agent for the job? Why do you want to know that?
See if you have competition in there.
Okay. So, real obvious question, right? You want to know that because you want to know if they're planning to interview more agents. If they are, it'd be a good idea to know, when they're doing that. If you're planning to say meet with them tomorrow at 3 and they have an appointment at 4 tomorrow, then you may want to rethink that time. So you just want to know, are they planning to interview? What you don't want is to have this. You don't want any assumptions on your end or theirs. So you don't want to assume that they're not going to, and then they go, oh yeah, this is great. Yeah, sounds really good, and we'll call you after we meet with the next 7 people. And you're going, well, wait a minute, what do you mean 7 people? So you need to know that up front.
Chris, does that sometimes seed the idea, though, when you ask that? Then they think, for instance, if I were to ask that of somebody in my lower market, they'd go, oh, maybe I should talk to somebody else.
I've never experienced that.
Never?
No. And I don't care, even if they think that, I don't care. If they're not planning to do it, trust me, by the time I'm done, they're not going to be thinking about it. And I don't care if they are. I don't care how many agents they're interviewing. So it really doesn't matter. You just want to know if they are.
What about strategy? If they say, yeah, I'm gonna interview 3 agents because my last experience was a disaster, where do you wanna be first or last?
It's always easiest to be last.
Unless he's first.
Yeah. Then I'll be last. So. Next, we asked the question, and you know, because there's different people on my team or different people taking calls. You know, how did you hear about us? If you don't know that, then you know, then you'd want to ask that question so you can track, you know, where your business is coming from. You know, how they find you. Were they a referral from, you know, a friend? Were they, you know, someone that you met that you don't remember? You know, where are you moving to? Again, that helps you with motivation. You know, why are they moving? You know, what's the motivation for moving there? How soon they need to be there? Next question we asked, you know, if I sell your home in the next 30 days, would that pose a problem for you? So I talked to a guy this morning, asked the question, you know, where are you moving to, you know, why, you know, when do you want to be there? He said, next, you know, 3 to 6 months. So then I said, well, look, if I were to sell your home in the next 30 days, would that cause you a problem? And, you know, and I forget exactly what he said, but and bottom line was no, it wouldn't cause him a problem. So I know now that he's ready to go now. Now if he said, yeah, that would be a problem because our new home isn't going to be ready and we don't want to, you know, move twice, then I know, okay, well, that's something I need to address when I meet with him.
So how would you address that with him then?
When I meet with him?
Yeah, just start the listing 3 months later or 2 months later, or will you go back there? Or?
No, if I'm going to get the listing signed. So I'm going to list the house, and then we'll talk about timing on when we're putting it on the market. So, yeah.
I have 2 questions. Number 1, you do lead follow-up in your car a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
If you call someone on a lead and you're in the car and you say, hey, I was following up, you know, does it make sense for us to get together? They say yes. How do you pre-qualify them in the car if you don't have your
Well, look, on every lead follow-up call, I'm qualifying them. So if they are a lead, I've already done that. You know, in other words, if they're a lead, I already know why they're thinking about selling or where they're going or anything else. So I'm not, they wouldn't be a lead if I didn't already know that stuff. So the only things I typically need to know then are really just, by that point, it's really all I need to know is when we're meeting, you know, when we're going to set the appointment. You know, through the conversations, all these questions have already been answered when I, you know, initially spoke with them and then, you know, determined they were a lead and have done other follow-up. And, you know, there's not going to be probably any of these questions I don't already know the answers to by that stage.
Okay. And then my second question is it 100% imperative that they are clear on the fact when you go over there, you make sure that they know that your intention is to list the house?
Well, it'd be really hard for them not to know that. I don't know how they wouldn't know that. Even if I never said that. You know, the questions I'm asking them, the pre-listing package they get, you know, we've had conversations about, you know, what's going to happen at the appointment. So there's, so they're going to know that. And now if I'm going over, look, there's times where I'll go meet with someone and just look at their home to determine, you know, like I talked with a guy yesterday who they are moving to Italy, so they're moving, and but it's not for, you know, a couple months down the road, but he's really unsure of the things he should be doing. He's been doing some stuff, and I didn't know if he's doing the right stuff. I said, look, I'm happy to stop by and take a look at the home. I'll tell you what things you need to do, what things you don't need to do. And, you know, so I'm going to go, you know, spend 15 minutes and do that. That's not an issue.